In this video, I will be demonstrating the workflow approval process on the FortiManager. I'm logging in as policy admin. This is an account I created with role-based access to only have the ability to edit policy, but it cannot approve or push policy itself. We will use another account to approve and push. It does have read-only permissions for a few other things, mostly so I wouldn't have to log in via a third admin account to show the approvals for this demo. For the Huli ADOM, there's an approval setting for the admin and the approval admin account. What this means is those accounts have the ability to approve the changes and make them active. We can add multiple steps to the approval chain and also allow approvals to come from outside API calls for third-party integrations. Fortinet's unified policy engine provides a single place for policy that encompasses all security functions, and there's an easy-to-use GUI interface that allows for quick editing of policies. FortiManager uses policy packages to group and organize the different sets of policies that we may have for different devices or different locations. Before making any changes, we're going to lock this particular ADOM. This ensures that whatever changes we make will not be overwritten by another admin on the system. You can also lock policies, devices, and objects individually. Right now, we're using workflows. This mode is designed for larger enterprises that have a separation of implementation and approval chains. Changes are staged and saved on a per-session basis, and then there's an approval process before changes in a session can be implemented on the actual devices. We're going to go ahead and start a new session now. I've noticed something missing in my policy. In this case, I do not have a policy using my dynamic cloud objects, so we will create a session for that. Now we'll create a new policy. So this one will be my outbound Azure policy. We will be using the internal and external interfaces. And we could use source user groups or source users. In this case, we're going to use a dynamic address for Azure as our destination. We could also do applications and URLs directly in policy, but we're just going to do this one. We'll log all sessions, set our antivirus profile and our IPS profile, and if we wanted, we could add an email profile and click OK. Now the new policy has been created. It's in green here, and we'll want to move it above the previous rule so it wouldn't be shadowed. We could use our policy check to find that out if we didn't know. Now we will save and submit our policies for approval. We can detail what changes we made if we need to. And then just click OK to submit. After this, the ADOM is unlocked, so other people can start to manage this particular ADOM or the objects. This makes sure that we don't keep a lock on it forever. You will now notice that our policy is gone. That is because our session has not been approved yet. This is the policy before the approval and changes. Right now, the approval change is the approval admin account that I've created. So we will log out as the policy admin and log back in as the approval admin. The approval admin account has less rights to this particular configuration, but we just need to approve the changes and push the configuration. So the account I created has less rights about what it can do, but it can only deal with devices and policy. We can see that all of our configs are synchronized and our policy packages are all green. That's because the session has not been approved yet. We'll go ahead and lock this ADOM. And we can see that we have to go to our session list and go ahead and select our cloud policy. Now we can approve, reject, discard, or view the diffs of the policy changes that are coming. So let's take a look at the differences now. We can see that we have made a change to the segmentation policy package, and if we look at the details, we can see here that we've added our outbound Azure policy with the various security policies that we supplied. So now we will just approve the change and add whatever comments that we want. Once we click OK, we can see that the policy has been approved. And now if we go and look at the device manager, we can see that the segmentation policy package has been modified on our various devices, and our top-level status says that 5 devices have a policy package that have been modified. If we go to our segmentation policy, we can see that our newly approved rule is here, our outbound Azure, but it's not been installed yet. Here we're going to install the policy package to these devices. The FortiManager will pre-verify all of the policy packages and interfaces that they will be applied to. This is to make sure that there's no fundamental mistakes that might lock us out. We can preview the changes that will be applied or just go directly to installing them. Now we will watch the progress of the policy installation until it completes. Each device has its own progress, though they usually finish concurrently. Any warnings or alerts will pop up immediately and we can view them individually. And the FortiManager can create various revisions of the configuration changes for auditing or backup purposes. Now we can see that the policy packages are in green because everything has been pushed and verified to the FortiGates, and the number of devices modified is now 0. Hopefully that was able to give you an idea of how the workflow approval process goes for policies. Thank you.